Hello, my name is Mrs. Wee, or Kathy Wee, and welcome to our Back to School Night video about the history, form, and culture of comic books. This is a brand new course that's never been taught at CO before, and it's also, I've never taught it before. So it's exciting. I never thought in my whole life that I'd ever teach a comic book class, and I am learning so much. And I hope that your student who has signed up for this elective class will also learn something new. So let me go into what we're going to do in the comic book elective English class. So first off, I teach your students on during period 3. And on Mondays, period 3 is from 10:50 to 11:30. And then Tuesdays through Fridays, period 3 is from 10:50 to 11:45. Okay. Now, that's during our synchronous time. So I do expect your student to be in our Zoom class during those time periods. And then asynchronous time follows that time period. I am available during asynchronous time. And as long as I'm not teaching another class, I will answer a student's email or concern or message. And I'm also available after school from 2 o'clock to 3:20. Okay. So your student does need access to a few apps that are located in the Elk Grove Unified School District portal in order to be successful in our class. And the two primary apps are Synergy, which is the place to check a student's grade, and the Google Classroom. There is a grade book in the Google Classroom, but it's not always accurate because it doesn't count missing assignments, and Synergy does. So please use the Synergy app to check your student's grade. That's the grade that your student will receive on the report card and progress report card, not the grade that shows up in the Google Classroom. The Google Classroom is an app that I will use to relay the assignments and deliver the assignments to your student. So that's where I also post resources, so PowerPoint presentations, and I will be uploading a copy of a comic book called God Loves, Man Kills. It's the X-Men comic. And those will be available in the Google Classroom. So you go to the Google Classroom for assignments and resources, but not grades. Synergy is where I want your student to go to check their grade. If you don't know how to get onto the portal, then I can give you this video that shows how to get into the portal. But all of your students do know how to get in. This is something I kind of show at the very, very beginning of the school year. But being that this is a class with mostly seniors, juniors, and sophomores, I don't feel like I need to go over how to get into the portal. If you, as a parent or guardian, would like to know, I'm more than happy to share with you how to access the portal. Your students do know how, though. So as I said earlier, Synergy is the best place to check your student's grade. It is also a means of communication. It's a portal where you can email me through Synergy. And you can view grades, you can view any missing assignments or late assignments, assignment due dates can be found in Synergy, and discipline notifications if that comes up, but it hasn't. Your students have been great. The Google Classroom, as I said earlier, is our main meeting portal where students will find the weekly expectations, daily assignments. I'm doing a daily comic connection where we kind of have a battle between like two popular comic characters, one from Marvel, one from DC, sometimes both from Marvel or both from DC. And students have an opportunity to weigh in, offer their opinions, read a little background information about the different characters, weigh in, offer their opinions. And we have kind of like a little competition of which one wins. Like I said, the Google Classroom is a great place to find resources. And it's also my preferred means of communication if a student wants to reach out to me, especially on a specific assignment. They can send me a message attached to any assignment in the Google Classroom. So this course is a 9-week course, and being that it's the first time I've ever taught this course, this is how I envision the course going. The first 3 weeks, we have been talking about the history of comic books, and it's actually pretty fascinating. I had no idea that the history of comic books was so interesting. And so we kind of are taking a journey on when comic books first arrived in the United States, or in the Americas, in the 1830s. We were united. And the journey of the comics first arriving in the United States and then their development over time. So we'll follow that journey all the way to present time. Then we'll spend about 3 weeks looking at the form of comic books. So different genres of comic books, the story structure of comic books, and the art style of comics. And then we'll end the last 3 weeks looking more specifically at comics and their impact on culture. We'll look at the X-Men comic called God Loves, Man Kills, and we'll also analyze the movie Black Panther. And we'll also look at, the students will have an opportunity to weigh in which one they would prefer to analyze, either Justice League, X-Men, or the Avengers. So we'll have a class vote on which one they would like to study further. This is a great opportunity for students who need to meet the speech proficiency. I will be offering that as an opportunity, and I will send out the prompt, an outline, a suggested outline, and a rubric around midterms, so about 4 weeks in. And especially if you have a senior that needs to meet the speech proficiency, this is a great opportunity. They will be allowed to upload their speech using a app called Flipgrid, or they can use Zoom and record a speech similar to what I'm doing now and send it to me directly. Or if they have a YouTube channel, I had several students use YouTube to perform their speech. It is a requirement that the student actually deliver a speech and not read like every word off of their PowerPoint presentation or notes. So I'll work with them on how to do that successfully, and hopefully we can make sure that they meet that graduation requirement. It's not only open to seniors. If I do have sophomores and juniors in the class and they also can meet the speech proficiency through this class, I'm not making it a required assignment. It is optional for them, but it is a graduation requirement, and they'll have to do it sometime within their 4 years at CO. It does not have to be done through this class. This is not a speech class, but they could do that through any elective class. This is just something that I hope that your student has signed up for this class because they have some interest in comic books. And when we give a speech about something that actually interests us, maybe we can perform better on that task. So I hope that they'll take advantage of this opportunity and meet that graduation requirement with a topic that I hope they love. So for grades in this class, I'm just using a total point system. Writing assignments and tests are generally about 10 to 20 points. The daily comic connection is an automatic 2 points if your student has participated and weighed in and shared their thoughts. I will deduct 50% though if I'm receiving those late. So late work is an issue. I do want to see what your student will do, so I'll give them some points for late work, but I really am requesting that students turn in things on time. We'll have multiple opportunities in this class for reading, writing, and speaking improvement. So like I said earlier, just on the last slide, late work will be accepted because at the end of the day, I want to see what your student can do and I want to reward them for what they can do successfully. But receiving late work is frowned upon. So I do deduct it by 50%, especially if I receive it in the final week. I am regularly deducting 50% off on the daily comic connections. So I really want students to arrive to class and complete that during our class time. I am a very understanding and compassionate person, and I'll work with students who are struggling during these days of distance learning. However, I do think it's really important that we meet these expected deadlines and stay on top of things. Okay. So in order to contact me, you can contact me through Synergy. However, it's easier, I think, if you just do a direct contact. My email is cwee@egusd.net. Or if your student has a concern about a specific assignment, I highly recommend they contact me directly through our Google Classroom. So hopefully I was pretty complete in the information that I delivered. If you have any questions or concerns about the comic book class, please feel free to reach out. and your students are really doing great so far. So thank you. And I hopefully will see you in person one day. Take care.